But, I mean, Fox doesn't care. They've been caught with their European subsidiaries breaking in, buying police. They've got parliamentary hearings, buying the prime minister, lying about people, threatening people. If they didn't do what they said, they destroy them. I mean, it is a sickening mafia group, and they are capable of anything. I appreciate your call. And there they are. If you're listening on the radio, you just type in what he said, and sure enough, it's Yahoo News. Guys, will you print me the whole article? I've got to cover that on the Nightly News this evening. Let's go ahead and talk to Fred in Wisconsin. Fred, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hi, Alex. Long-time listener. I'll go straight into it. My name is Fred, and I was the person who started the GoDaddy boycott.
Good job.
I started on the social networks, and it grew. And I really, I listened to you for years and years, and I'm just going to be honest, sometimes it's a little depressing. I feel like we're losing. And then every time that happens, I go out and I try to make the world a better place. I spent Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and all the days after assisting people in moving their domains. All my personal time during the holiday season. And GoDaddy was slapping us in the face at the time, saying that they weren't going to respond to it. And within 24 hours, they pulled their support for the bill. I used to run a IT department for a major Fortune 500 company. I won't say which one, but I have given them thousands of dollars in business over the years. So when I reached out to them and I asked them, why are you supporting this bill, I got a very generic response. And that's kind of what led into it. And I had a whole community of people, come around me and help push that out. And now there's even applications being developed for people who support these bills. You can scan it on your phone, and it'll tell you if their advertiser, their manufacturers support some of the bills that you don't support. So it's pretty important, because if they shut down the internet, there is no more Ron Paul candidate in the future. You know what I mean?
All right, let me stop here right now. You sound credible, Fred, and I would like to do a full official interview with you. So send us, when you leave us, I'll put you on hold, and we'll get your number. And then I'll have Rob Do call you. Send us your proof of this. I mean, I could go dig it up. And I know about the GoDaddy boycott and how big it's gotten and how it's growing and spread into other areas now by people simply taking action. I mean, this story we know is true, is the ultimate example of taking action. It's what I always say. I'm here covering scary things. So many people think that I get up here and cover all these scary things to scare people. It's the opposite. I think people are just like I am. You tell me about something bad going on. You tell me about somebody who's got my neighbors tied up and they're robbing them. I'm not going to get scared. I'm going to go grab a gun. I'm going to call 911 and tell the cops what's happening. I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to run over there, and I'm going to creep up. I mean, it's a great excuse for action and to help somebody. It's not that I'm even a hero. I can't control myself. I'll guarantee if I knew something like that was happening, I'd probably grab something like my shotgun or my M14, and I'd run right over and deal with the people or die trying. And so I think I get up here and I tell you, hey, this is going on. In my gut, I think, well, there's men and women out there who are going to stand up. I mean, I'm here telling you the dam broke, the water's coming down the valley, tyranny's going to overtake us, and it's starting to happen. And people are stepping up. People are taking action. Good things are happening. And all that evil men and tyrants need to flourish is that good men and women do nothing. And so here is an example, and I remember reading about it. One guy, and you're saying it's you, Fred, and I believe you. One guy gets mad. I remember reading that he was, I think it didn't even say Fred in the news, was helping transfer the donut mains, and it turned into tens of thousands and then hundreds of thousands, and that GoDaddy responded, begged, said, we're okay, we're not going to support the bill now. That's just a double take. As soon as you back off, they'll attack again. They're total globalist. And now I have read in the news and meant to even cover the fact that it's spread to other issues where there's programs where you can scan in bills and find out who supports them and then put it in a list of who you're going to support. And this revolution of using your creds, their fiat slave system against them, their Federal Reserve notes against them, if people just got into freedom and just put some energy into them, into that worthy challenge, you got in the arena, you spent days and days as they ignored you, saying you're nothing, you're little, you kept ramming head up against them, and now look at them going down. And I'm telling you, folks, that's how it works. You get in a fight. You don't think about who's going to win. You start swinging for the fences. You go 110%, and that's how you're going to stomp these people in business, in life, anything. You got to start swinging for the fences, ladies and gentlemen. You got to decide you're going to knock that home run. You got to commit to take action and that you're going to be on the field and in the arena and not those sad souls that sit up there and, you know, criticize anybody who's taking action. So I'd like to have you on as an official guest. I'd like to have you on the Nightly News. If you got Skype, we'll have you on tonight, my brother, because this is something I meant to get into more. It is such a victory that I'm going to give you till we go to break here in a few minutes. You've got the floor. Tell us your full name if you'd like. Tell us what you did and the example of what it's grown into in just 2 weeks, fighting the total internet takeover and the companies that are supporting it.
Okay. I'm going to withhold my last name. I did it with Fox News as well, just because I own my own business, and I don't want to put a bullseye on me, even though I am already kind of out there. But, you know, for 10 years, I've been listening to you, and I've been trying time and time again to wake people up, and sometimes it just seemed like it was fruitless, you know? And there's been a couple of occasions where something like this happens or something else happens, and it just sparks one thing into another. And now there's this whole community that is not only going after GoDaddy, it's going after representatives, it's calling them. You know, I always try and do for every action, there's an opposite reaction. Whenever Fox News or CBS or ABC or whatever, whenever they neglect to mention Ron Paul or they do something to purposely sabotage his campaign, I go out and I donate to him because it's what I can do. You know what I mean? And I talk about it. But the point is, you gotta keep going with it. You can't give up. You know, once you give up, you're dead and you're gone. And it reminds me of this shirt. There's this shirt that I saw 15 years ago where a frog is being swallowed by this big bird, and his head is already down the throat, but he's got his arms out, and it's around the throat of the swan, and it says, "Don't ever give up." You know, it's not until the fat lady sings. So, yeah, no, and it took effort on my part. I had to give up time with my family to help people move all their domains. It's not an easy process. So to get 10,000 people or however, you know, I don't know what the official number is, however many people moved them, it takes 3 hours to move like 5 domains. You got to go from one to the other, back and forth. You got to click OK, and then GoDaddy started slowing the process down and sabotaging it, breaking ICANN's rules. And they said, oh, well, we're not really doing that. You know, they started locking people.
It doesn't matter. They're now known as the place not to park your domain. And it's a message to, look, they were going to put RFID chips in all the Gillette razors and all the products by 2004. Walmart told all suppliers, every product will have it. They did a deal with the Department of Defense. They demanded it. But people threatened to destroy Gillette and others, so they backed off. And see, that's what I'm saying. What you did is amazing. So listen, I'd like to get you on then. I mean, I know you're saying Fox News had you on. Send us that clip. Send us some info. Give us your number. And I'd like to have you on as a guest. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right, because, I mean, this is another example of how you take action. I'll have Rob Dew call you in a few minutes. Just give us your number right now. The New World Order asks you to bow, to kneel, to give your intellect, your destiny over to them. All I ask you to do is stand and take your destiny in your own hands. And some people like living on their knees as slaves. Some people don't have respect for themselves. But just because a lot of people want to be sheep and want to serve evil does not mean I have to go along with what the world you want to build or that others have to go along with you. It's just that simple. Speaking of taking action, the power of our listeners supporting us, spreading the word about the radio show, the free podcast, the books, the videos, the T-shirts. You funded a truly alternative media system that is challenging officialdom. So I want to thank all of you that have become PrisonPlanet.tv members, that watch the Nightly News. We have a 15-day free trial going right now. Through this month of January here in 2012, we're still running the Everything Special. 70+% off on all of my films. Check that out at Infowars.com. But the most important thing you can do is just spread the word about the radio show, whether you're listening to XM Channel 166 or whether you're listening to a local AM or FM station. People tune into this show, they're going to hear the truth. They're going to hear as close to the truth as it's going to get, because all of us are fallible and make mistakes. But I'm trying to tell the truth. I'm trying to face the full horror of it so we can make preparation for it and deal with it. It's like Patrick Henry said, I want to know the whole truth and nothing but the truth, no matter how horrible it is, and make preparation for it. People think, oh, don't be so negative. It's not negative to face what's going on. It's not depressing. What's depressing is when you finally wake up and go, what? I didn't know this was going on. And then you get creeped out. But at a certain point, once you realize the enemy we're fighting, they're a bunch of scum. And they got a bunch of yes men working for them, and we can bring them down. I know the alternative is just not something I'm going to accept. You wait till later in the next hour if I take more calls. I get into the Doomsday bioweapons the government admittedly is creating under the name of biodefense. It's key information. I don't even feel worthy to bring this to you, but it's coming up at the bottom of the next hour. Laura, no, John's up next, actually. Was Laura holding longer or John? Laura in Missouri, or is it Montana? I can't read across the room. Missouri. Laura, you're on the air. Thanks.
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
You know, I think next to Howard Cosell, you have got the most photographic memory of anybody I know. The way you pull figures and names off the back of your head, it's just phenomenal. But the point I want to make today is it's a bit of good news. They've got a peace officers uniting to end state and federal tyranny in Las Vegas the end of this month. Sheriff Richard Mack.
Yeah, I need to get him on the show to talk about that very exciting operation to wake up the police chiefs and sheriffs.
County sheriff, he wasn't aware of it. He didn't even know about the NDAA. And I can't believe it. But anyways, I got him going on it. I even called the sheriffs in the counties surrounding us and, you know, put a bug in their ear. They hadn't heard of it either. But I also, you know, told them about Sheriff Mack's convention coming up, and they said that they remember seeing the, you know, emails on it or facts on it, and I said, you all need to attend. I said it's got a lot of really good information.
Yeah, the power of citizens calling their sheriffs and police chiefs and saying, go to this Constitution course with Sheriff Richard Mack and others and find out about this. Again, all the globalists are always in there brainwashing the police. We've just got to go to them and point out the truth. Like Fast and Furious, the government caught shipping guns to Mexico. If you believe in this information and want to support its viral spread, go to the InfoWars store at InfoWars.com. We've got the new G.I. Joe InfoWars T-shirts. We've got the incredible Pro Pure gravity-fed filters available at InfoWars.com in the store. We've got a new DVD, Scientists Under Attack, the Don't Tread on Me flag. We've got all sorts of different bumper stickers to help spread the rebellion virally. It's all there. Wristbands, citizen rule books in every order. Order online at InfoWars.com today. The water filters, the canteens. It's all there. InfoWars.com.